Game begin.
Now we're coming to our next guest, like Devin, and I'm so happy that I have a guest like right in front of me. So nice to see you, Devin.
Yeah,
Hi.
nice to see you too. Hello.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well too. So maybe like to start off, who are you?
Well, my name is Devin. I go by the streaming name Devin Discovers on Twitch and Facebook Gaming. I am a singer, a professional opera singer turned streamer in the crazy pandemic times that we have had.
That's so exciting. Like I'm really happy to have you here and to hear your story and discover your story together with the viewers.
Thank you.
And yeah, maybe you tell us like how did that come? Like how? Yeah.
Okay, so gaming was always a part of my childhood. Growing up, we played video games a lot as a family. I have an older sister and a younger brother, and we would play together as a family. And music also was a big part of my childhood. My mother is a choir director and for a church, and we grew up doing music. So we were, before I was even old enough to walk, I remember music being in our household. My mom plays the piano, she sings, so we were constantly doing music. We were constantly being involved in choir, band, theater productions.
Nice.
You name it, we did it. If it was something organized with music. So when it came time to decide what I wanted to do for college, I wanted to go to university, and my mom, I just couldn't figure out like where exactly I wanted to focus my energy. And we were in the Illinois Symphony Chorus at the time. I'm from Illinois, the state of Illinois in the U.S. And we sang with this chorus, and we were doing, I remember it was, pretty sure it was Mozart's Requiem that we were singing. And they have it's a large scale requiem work, and they have soloists that sing. There's always a solo movement, one for each voice type: soprano, alto, tenor, bass. And the soprano arrived, and she was absolutely gorgeous. She had this beautiful gown on, and she stood in the front of the choir and sang the solo perfectly, beautifully. And I turned to my mom and I was like, how do you get to do that?
So you fell in. You were just like, I want to do that.
I was like, that's it. That's the thing I want to do. So she said, well, you go to school and you major in music. And when I got to school, they recognized that I have a very operatic voice, and they pointed me in the direction of opera. And they said, we think this is the best fit for you. And so from there, I then went to grad school after that as well, and decided I wanted to try my hand at professional opera singing in Berlin. I did a program called the Berlin Opera Academy here in 2018, and had such a great time. And the organization, the people we worked with, were really helpful in facilitating people to come over here and just try an audition. So I took a year to save up, and I moved here in August of 2019. I did one season of auditions, and the audition panel basically said, we love what you're doing. You need to come back in the spring and sing something a bit different, something that you could sing now instead of something in 5 years you could sing, because basically I was singing something too old for me. So they said, learn something different, come back and see us in the spring. And then we all know what happened in the spring of 2020. So unfortunately, everything was shut down, and that was the halt of the in-person opera dream.
Yeah. So, but that's how you came to Berlin, basically. And then you were Devin. You were just like, no, I'm not going back. I'm here in Berlin now. What do I do now? So, like, what happened then?
I was talking to my family, and I was like, well, I have a 2-year visa, so I don't want to come home yet. I want to just try and see what else I could do here, and when the pandemic first started, I was very sad and depressed about the missing out of all the live music, and then the possible that this might not be happening for me anymore.
Yeah.
And so I got really sad, and a way to alleviate the sadness was I started watching video game streams. I'd always been interested and always watched them before, and I'd even had friends tell me that it might be something I'm good at, because I do often play video games. And
what do you play?
I like Nintendo. Nintendo is my jam.
Yeah.
The Nintendo games, with especially The Legend of Zelda, is my favorite game series. I love a good storyline in a game. Something that really grabs your attention, and you immerse yourself in the character and you play through their story is really fun for me.
Nice. Did you already played that when you were a child, or like how?
Yeah. Started playing that, I think. So my first Zelda game was the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker that was for the GameCube.
Oh, nice.
So we played that like over and over and over as kids, and my siblings that I mentioned before watched me play.
Okay, so you already.
So I already had this
you already
very
had an
performative
audience.
way of playing video games. I like to interact with people as I play as well. So streaming just seemed the natural next thing to do. And so I was watching streams and got really interested in it, and started to network and started to build connections with other streamers and community that are already watching streams. And so by the time I gathered enough equipment, because it's a bit expensive to start, you need some serious equipment.
Can you maybe go a little bit like more into detail with that? Like how did you make the connections, and how long did it take you to have like the whole equipment set up?
It took about 6 months.
Okay.
To really establish connections with people, and it's like going into a stream and talking to someone as a viewer. You go in and you engage with what they're doing on their stream, what they're playing, and you interact with them, and you interact with the other people in the chat that you see as well, which is, I think streams had such a great time and gained so much momentum during the pandemic, because we all lacked human connection. We lacked this social connection that we all need, and it was so good to just be able to talk to people, even if it was just online and you're just typing away to your friends. But you're making friends, you're making connections, and chatting with other real humans, which we missed. And the equipment part of it was just, I read a lot of reviews and watched several YouTube videos of people doing product reviews of like, this is the best and this is what you want to avoid. And yeah, my PC came as a hand-me-down, actually, from a friend of mine. She got a new one, and then she gave her old one to her friend, and he put some new parts in it and then brought it back to me. And
hands up to your friends.
Yeah, right. They didn't know that this is all happened from a hand-me-down computer.
Nice.
And then camera, microphone, green screen. These are all equipment pieces that you might need. A green screen is not necessarily so important, but I stream from my bedroom. Yeah. So I maybe don't want the whole world seeing it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you got like the connections, the equipment, but how did you structure your stream, or like did you just like how did you start?
So I knew that I wanted to do Nintendo. Because those games are generally the ones that I connect with the most. So I was playing a lot of Animal Crossing. Of course, I think everyone in the world maybe tried it during the pandemic. So I was playing Animal Crossing, and my very first stream, I was live, and we were simply just like walking around and touring someone else's Animal Crossing island. And I was just talking about how nervous I was, and I said, I'm really nervous. It feels like I'm like that nervous feeling you get before you go on stage. And I mentioned that, and I didn't realize that everyone would be so interested in it. And so immediately everyone in the chat was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? You've been on stage? And I was like, oh, yeah, I sing as well. I'm a classically trained opera singer. And of course, after that, everyone was like, you have to sing something. We need to hear you.
And
So I did. I sang, I think I just sang something simple on that first stream and everyone loved it. I think I just simply sang a folk song. And after that, I was like, oh, okay, I think there's a market for this. And from there, I started adding music into streams. And generally, my music is used as, I use it as a reward or as a celebration of something. I hosted a stream where we hit a milestone marker as far as unlocking supporters on Facebook. On Twitch, they're called subscribers. On Facebook, they're called supporters. So we met the metric to unlock these supporters. And from there, I decided I offered it as a reward. I said, okay, if we do this, if we as a community do this, I will do a full opera stream.
wow.
And I said I will dress like I would for an opera performance. So I wore a gown and I did my hair and I even put a background, since I use a green screen.
Yeah.
I put a background of an opera stage behind me. And anytime someone donated 1,000 stars or over, then I would sing an opera aria for everyone.
Awesome. So basically you designed your own opera event. How was that? Like how did it feel to do that?
It felt great. It was really cool to get to showcase the pieces of opera that I do best. Like the particular arias that I sing that I know backwards and forwards and I know are really well. So I basically got to plan my own concert, and it was like Devin's greatest hits.
But that's great because like usually, or like maybe you can tell me how it usually looks like, because I think it's awesome to have the freedom to design your own concert basically, right?
Yeah.
So how is it? Yeah.
Well, if you do a full production, you have to sing the entire character, the entirety of the role, and sometimes there's going to be parts of the role that you're better suited for, and others that are not. So it's very difficult when you go for an opera audition to choose your repertoire, what you want to present, to choose it wisely. Because if I say I go and I audition for Mozart's Magic Flute, I have to, if the role that would fit my voice best is Pamina, and if I sing her aria, Ach ich fühl's, I have to be able to then sing the rest of her role. You have to be able, if you go into an audition and you say, I can do this, you then have to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Which generally one could. If you can sing one of the arias for a character, you probably can sing all of them.
Yeah.
But sometimes they don't fit. For instance, there's a character, Violetta, and I can sing one of her songs very well, but the other one, no, I can't. It's very, very fast, and I don't do fast music very well. My voice type likes long and slow and extended lines.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's awesome because like you were like really brave and you found your own way to do what you really love, and you connected it with games, to games. So how does your stream usually looks like then right now?
So right now, we moved away from, you kind of have to go with the flow as far as what games are popular, and you need to pay attention to what other streamers are doing too, and what the trends are in gaming. So for a while I moved away. We played a lot of Animal Crossing at first, and Animal Crossing was quite flexible. You can kind of do a lot of things with Animal Crossing. Like for instance, one streamer played Bells or No Bells, which is like Deal or No Deal, the game show, in Animal Crossing.
Oh wow.
So you have a lot of creativity with it. And the way that I would do it is I like built a concert stage in the game and then acted like I was giving a concert. By dressing my little character in a gown and everything.
That's very creative.
So right now I'm doing a lot more of playing the games and connecting with the community. But I would love to host another concert and so I've also done a charity stream as well. We raised over $1,000 for
nice.
Save the Music, an organization that helps put music in schools.
Yeah.
And I'd like to keep doing more of that and really combine the two, like music and games. Right now they're a little bit separate. It's sort of like the music is a reward-based and added bonus for the streams, but I would really like to make it a featured part of the stream. And so we did the one idea I talked to my mother about this. she's a great sounding board. One idea I thought maybe would be fun would be to like feature an opera and take the viewers through the story of the opera and play examples of songs that I couldn't sing. Do like the men's parts or the big chorus numbers, and then myself sing the parts that I can sing. If I did an entire series of, well, this is the opera of the Marriage of Figaro, and go through the whole story. Take like a week to do that.
Oh, nice.
So.
But that's like, it's a great idea. I would love to see that. And it's also like, so you just said like you talk with your mother about it, because like, how do you do it by yourself? Like you do the program, you do the streaming. How do you manage to do that?
It takes a lot of time. It does. I try to have at least one day off a week where I'm not trying to worry about streaming, and usually that's Saturday. But even I stream 5 days a week, and I have 2 days off. One being Saturday. I don't touch the internet on Saturday.
Okay.
But the other day I do, and it's really hard to turn it off sometimes because I do feel like I'm constantly working on something behind the scenes. But I have some help. I have some really great moderators that are friends of mine as well that I've met through the internet, and they're a big help in helping the stream itself run smoothly. So I can just focus on the entertainment side of the stream. I don't have to worry about if there's someone saying something inappropriate in the chat. They handle that and take care of it.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. So during the streams, I do have the help of the moderators. But offline, I'm pretty much doing it all.
Wow.
The number of YouTube videos I've watched to learn how to do something, to how to set up Streamlabs OBS, or how to even connect my capture card that captures the gameplay onto the computer. I watched YouTube videos.
Okay, so to all the viewers, just watch YouTube videos about it. It's very good. And how did you made a business out of it? Because like it started off like an idea, at least that's how it sounds like, but now it's a business, right?
Yes.
Like, how did you do that?
So it was something I didn't expect to go so well at the beginning. I thought it would be very much just a hobby, but it has to do with the pandemic. I wasn't doing anything else because I couldn't do anything else. There was no live music. I couldn't teach. I also teach voice lessons. I couldn't teach in person anymore, and people weren't interested in online lessons. And then I taught English for a time online as well. And then that slowly declined. And then that company actually is changing their entire marketing. They're not even going to do lessons anymore the way that we used to do it with them. Because it was for children, and so that changed, and then I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to do this now because this is the only thing that I've got going on right now, the only way I can actually do the career that I want. And so I just dove headfirst into it and made a schedule. You really need to have a schedule that you keep to, and you kind of have to, I hate to use the word, but you almost have to weaponize social media. Use every venue of social media you can to sort of craft your brand. It's also about branding yourself too.
How did you figure out how to do that? Because it's not that easy, you know? Like
it's not, and I don't know that I'm even an expert at it yet. I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to do all of that stuff. I read a lot of resources online. And you watch other people too. So the people that are the best at what they're doing, look at what you really need to do is to pay attention to, in your field, who's doing it the best, and go and watch and see how they do it. And then see what you can take away from that. And maybe not, make sure you're not copying any content, of course. You don't want to do that, but follow their model. And so I was watching a couple of other streamers that are really popular on Facebook, and sort of basing what I'm doing on what they're doing.
Okay.
And using social media and making sure that you have a set schedule and diversifying your content too. Just don't do the same thing every time. And don't be afraid to try something new as well. You never know. Like I played Little Nightmares,
cool.
1 and 2. And I don't usually like scary games.
Oh, okay. Because
and it ended up being hilarious. We had such a great time with it. Myself and the community, I really liked the game, and I was surprised at how much I actually enjoyed playing them, and I thought I wouldn't because I thought they would be too scary.
Did you play Inside? It's
I have not played Inside yet. I've been told.
You should do that. It's quite cool. Yeah. Okay. Nice. That sounds good. And how is the difference between Facebook and Twitch? Because I think most of your followers or supporters are on Facebook.
Facebook is a bit more personal than Twitch is because it's actually your profile connected, and you're speaking from your Facebook profile. It shows your picture and your real name, so you can't hide behind a username on Facebook. So it tends to be a bit more personal. Which for some people is good and some people it's not. Some people don't want that personal connection, but others do. And however, Facebook right now is experiencing a lot of glitches with their platform. So that's kind of why if you look at the trends, you'll see a lot of Facebook streamers jumping ship and they're going over to Twitch. Because Twitch is a platform that was made for streaming. As we are right here. So Facebook, the glitches that are happening with it are quite severe right now, and a lot of people are fed up with that. And so I started my Twitch account because I was worried about the possibility of Facebook just not working.
Okay.
Because there was a couple people that weren't able to go live. The live button was broken.
Oh.
Which is a problem. So a lot of creators have moved to Twitch, and I'm still. I've got one foot in each right now. And that's another way that you have to think of it as a business and a brand, is because you also need to make a decision for where your business is doing better. And if you're just trying to hang on, say you've decided to move from Facebook, if you're just trying to hang on to it because of the community, unfortunately, you may have to make a business decision and say, I really like the community of Facebook, the community aspect of it, but Twitch integrations are just so much better for streamers. So I'm making a hard decision to say that it would be better to go to Twitch or not. Hypothetically, I'm not. I'm still in both. So personally, on the business side of it, I'm making a decision to do both because Facebook is offering some really good incentives right now to stay on their platform. Whereas Twitch is not. Twitch has 1 million streamers. They don't need to offer incentives. So these are all things that you should pay attention to if you are wanting to do it as a business.
Is there any other suggestion or tip which you would give to the viewers if they want to start their own business too, in a similar field, which you didn't mention yet, maybe?
I think the best thing you can do is to be yourself, and the reason
that's nice.
The reason people watch streams is to connect with other people and connect with the streamer. Sometimes people watch because they like the game or they're curious about a game. But for me and the streams that I watch because I like the person and I like the content that they bring, like the conversation, or even just I know someone who does makeup on the stream as well, and she's really interesting, and her makeup is always really, really cool. but she's funny too. So it's this whole package. And if you can just find the thing that makes you unique and authentic and capitalize on that. And I've discovered that being a dork and playing video games and singing is what makes me authentic.
Oh,
and
nice.
I like to present that to the world.
Nice. That said, actually, I would love to hear you sing.
We can
And
do that.
yeah, we prepared that.
Yes.
And that's why I would love to hand over to you, and I'm excited.
Okay, let's see if this works.
It will.
It will.
Okay, I hear the piano. Okay, maybe you will hear it soon. Okay, we have technical issues, but hopefully our team will resolve it soon. Team. Yeah, because of course we would love to hear the music and your voice. Yeah, it worked out at that time.
I do know it works.
Yeah. Team. Okay. 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 Okay, we restart the music. It might work now.
Has it restarted?
Okay. Not yet. But that's what happens, right? During this stream, yeah.
Yeah, if anyone has watched me sing on my stream, they know that.
Do you hear the music?
I do not.
No, she unfortunately doesn't hear. The piano is nice too, but yeah.
Unfortunately, if I cannot hear it, I can't.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Okay, now we just check what happened to the sound, and we'll be right back.
No.
We will see.
Try it right now.
Okay, we are trying it right now. Yeah. We quickly just show you our sponsors one more time.
I can hear speaking now.
Yeah. We're almost there. We're sorry.
It's quiet, but it's there.
Yeah.
Yes. If it can be a bit louder.
Can you turn it up a little bit? They turning it up. A little bit more.
A bit more, please.
More. Turn it up.
Okay, there.
Okay, they restart and then we can go. Okay.
Cool. Here we go.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
I really love it that you connect games and music, and it was so beautiful. We definitely need to hear more of that.
Yeah.
And it's great that you also create this access to all the people who are in the games industry and like to all the players to this, beautiful. Yeah, music.
Yeah, that's and a lot of people that have watched the streams have said I know nothing about opera, but I know that I like that. Like a lot of people say that that's incredible. I don't know what you're saying because it's in Italian, or I don't know why it's so difficult what you're doing because I don't have that sort of knowledge about the music, but that's amazing and I want to hear more of that. And to me that's incredible because an average person may not know anything about opera at all, except they could see my stream and then realize, oh my gosh, I actually like opera.
Yeah, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if I want to see more, how can I do that?
So if you want to watch a stream or catch anything on social media, it's Devin Discovers on everything. Devin with an I, Devin. Discovers. So I'm on Twitch and Facebook and Instagram and apparently now TikTok.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I haven't put anything really out there yet with TikTok, but I've been told it's a good thing to, and then again, monetize the social media, do all of the things.
It's nice that you just try it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, yeah. Great. I'm really happy that you're here, and we will also see a little bit more of you a little bit later on after the panel. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And so guys, if you stay with us, you will see like in around half an hour, a little bit more, you will see Devin play Dead by Daylight and maybe hear a little bit more of her. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
See you soon.
Okay, thank you.